guys, what's going on? So today, guess who is in office? It is indeed Mr. Derpy. Now, I have been waiting for Derpy to become mayor for quite some time, and I'm pretty excited about him. So in today's video, we're just going to be talking about a few things that you should and shouldn't do about Derpy, and it's basically just an overall guide to Derpy. If you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as it does help me out. And anyways, let's get right on with the video. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about Derpy's perks. So let's just start in order. First, there's the Turbo Minion perk. Very simple perk. Minions basically just have double the output, which means minions just basically make double what they used to make before. For this, I would definitely recommend some type of fuel. Personally, I'm using hyper catalysts. Now, this also begs the question, what minions should you be using during Derpy? So it's quite simple for me. For minions, you want to use minions for either skills or money. However, minions don't really make that much money, and I wouldn't say they're worth it for money, but minions are extremely worth it for skills. So the three main skills that you usually use minions for are farming, fishing, and mining. However, here's the thing. Mining is an extremely easy skill, and it levels up from doing a lot of other things, such as gemstone mining, which is great for money. So I wouldn't really recommend putting down snow minions for mining XP. Now, lots of people hate fishing and are very, very lazy to fish. For this, I would recommend fishing minions. However, fishing is actually quite a useful skill, and it can make you a bunch of money over time from doing, and I would say it's quite fun if you do it with a bunch of people. But the one skill that really sucks, and honestly my least favorite skill in the game, is farming. Farming offers no money and is literally just sitting there holding down a button for 100 hours. Now, I would put down foraging minions any day if they actually gave good XP, but they don't. So I would say your best choice is to put down melon minions for farming and put hyper catalysts inside them. They can actually also make a really good amount of money. Usually when I collect my minions every Derpy, I get about 100 to 200 mil. So that settles it for minions. Now, obviously we all know the auction house is always closed during Derpy. This really isn't that big of a deal though. One thing I would recommend for this is to make sure that you get everything that you need. Brainstorm everything you're gonna do, and we're gonna be discussing some things that are really good to do during Derpy later on in the video, but basically just make sure you have everything for the things that you are going to do. Also, when it comes to selling stuff, I would say just wait till after Derpy. Lots of the time you can go in Discord servers and try to buy stuff or sell stuff, but lots of the prices can be easily manipulated. Alright, so the next skill is a given, and that's obviously the more skills perk, where you gain 50% more skill experience. There's literally nothing to be said about this one. It applies for Catacombs XP, Class XP, and obviously normal XP. It does not, however, apply for Slayer XP. And finally, the double mobs HP perk. So, all mobs have double HP during Derpy. Yes, this includes bosses and even dungeon mobs. So considering all this, what is the best thing to do during Derpy? Well, this obviously depends on what you want to do. So first, there's obviously the discussion for skills. Now, out of all the skills that you should grind during Derpy, well, what should you do? I would say that you should have a perfect balance of all of them while focusing on one. Combat isn't really a skill that I would focus much because it's just something that comes over time with doing things like dungeons or slayers. Then there's a skill like Alchemy. Alchemy is a skill that most people get 50 off and then never touch again, and it's very easy. However, I guess if you really want Alchemy for weight, just go for it. There's also Enchanting, which is a very passive skill. Normally, people just do their experiments, and if you don't do your experiments, especially during Derpy, I would recommend doing your daily experiment. This just gives a bunch of Enchanting XP and weight and even pet XP. Alright, so now for the few skills that remain. We wiped out Alchemy, Enchanting, and Combat, as that's kind of passive. What we have left is Foraging, Mining, Fishing, and of course, Farming. Now, out of all these skills, to figure out which one is the best to do, we have to eliminate. So first off, mining. Now, mining is a very universal skill, and although it's not that useful in every aspect, mining is extremely good, as mithril mining is great for leveling pets, gemstone mining is amazing for money. So mining is overall a pretty big part of the game, and that skill is pretty easy to level up because of it. Also, coal is a special mare for mining, and it gives more mining XP, which makes mining a little bit less of a priority. There's also a fishing mare, obviously, Marina. Marina doesn't give more fishing XP, but makes fishing a lot easier. Now, as for foraging and farming, the same cannot be said. There's no special mares or XP buffs for these skills, so these are your best bets to focus. But since you can't really use minions for foraging, but you can use them for farming, I would recommend a go for foraging if you don't have that leveled out. However, this being said, foraging is extremely chaotic, especially during Derpy when everyone is using foraging and everyone's in one lobby. So that's just up to you. It depends on your mental sanity. Personally, I would just do everything if I'm not maxed. So for example, if there's a fishing event, you should go do that, then you should mine for a bit, then you should forage for a bit, and then maybe farm for a bit, or let minions handle that. There's also the speak of dungeons. Now, since everything has doubled health, this makes dungeons a lot harder. So here's what I would recommend when it comes to doing dungeons with Derpy. I'd recommend that when doing dungeons with Derpy, you should do one floor under the floor that you are extremely comfortable with. So for example, if you're comfortable with doing floor 7, you should probably do floor 6 because floor 7 will be quite difficult for you. That being said, if you've mastered floor 7, you should probably just stick to it. As for the Catasweats that want to grind master mode, this is obviously up to you. Me being not a Catasweat, I can't really comment much on this. Personally, I'm probably just going to play a lot of M5 because that really doesn't matter much when it comes to health. I'd be one-tapping everything in M5 anyways, and Livin having a lot of HP doesn't matter. Things like Terracottas and Sedan having a lot of HP for M6 is probably going to make it a little bit harder, but the Catasweats should breeze through this easily. And honestly, I have no clue how M7 should work, but I doubt that'll be too hard too. Obviously, if you have the right cata level and gear and you're prepared, you can do any floor, even with Derpy. Let's talk about the main attraction of Derpy, at least for me and a bunch of other players, and this is Slayers. Now, you may be asking, why Slayers out of all things? This is because of a little phenomenon called Slayer trading. So you remember that more skills perk where you gain 50% more skill XP? Well, if you don't already know, Slayers are spawned with combat XP, meaning that you need a certain amount of combat XP to spawn the Slayer. And obviously, you need the combat XP from the corresponding mob of the Slayer. So for example, if it's a Revenant Slayer, you need combat XP from the zombies. Now, you also obviously gain combat XP when killing the Slayer boss. So what gaining 50% more skill XP does is it basically allows you to kill someone else's Slayer boss, and that kill gives you enough XP to spawn your own Slayer boss. This allows for a phenomenon called infinite Slayer trading. Now, this only works for Revenants and Tarantulas. It doesn't work for Svens, unfortunately, and I don't think anyone's going to be E-Man trading anytime soon. Now, Terra trading is amazing for weight, but Rev trading is amazing for weight, combat XP, and money. I'll probably make a video pretty soon in depth on how to rev trade, but basically you just kill someone's boss and then that spawns your boss and then they kill your boss and then you just keep repeating this and you can infinitely kill revs very quickly. So I would recommend that if you're not a very high weight player and you have some coins to spend, you should probably rev trade. Keep in mind that the Revenants will have 20 million HP, but this doesn't really matter if you just trap them or kill them in a pond. Personally, I'm going to be hosting Revenant trading parties in my Discord server, which will be down below in the description. And we're probably just going to have large size parties going into Crystal Hollows lobbies and doing rev trading. And if you don't know how that works, again, I'm probably going to be making a video on that soon. But yeah, anyway, that's basically it to cover for Derpy. So to summarize, for skills, try to do skills that don't really involve combat or killing mobs and are harder to level up with no special mayor. Make sure you buy everything that you need before the auction house closes and Derpy gets elected, and also make sure you don't sell anything on any sketchy Discord servers. All mobs have double HP, so be careful. And obviously, you gain 50% more skill, so have fun and go Slayer trade. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.